Hey guys, and welcome back to BKRtravel. Good to see you. It's been a very, very long time. Yes, I promised a lot in regards to posting vlogs from all these countries that I've been visiting this year, and unfortunately, they haven't really been coming out. I've actually got all the content. I've got so much content from my travels this year, but I just got distracted. I got distracted with BKR Sport, distracted with just experiencing the different cultures, and distracted by just enjoying myself and being a part of the moment, which I didn't necessarily prepare for. I thought that I was going to be able to create content, edit the content, post it, have a great time with you guys and show you kind of my experiences. But life goes on when you're making plans, and when you're traveling, and I've also got BKR Sport, my sporting channel where I'm streaming every single rugby league game, it does get quite hectic. And when you kind of go in with this intention that this is what's going to happen, especially when you go to countries like India, they're probably not going to happen unless you've really got that straight up bang, bang, bang mentality where you're on the clock 24/7. And I feel like that's kind of what's happened this year, where I have just really enjoyed the moment and enjoyed being a part of these countries that I have never gone to before, never experienced before. And these countries include, like I was in America, I was in Las Vegas and Hawaii. Then I was also in Hong Kong, which was awesome. Obviously, I've been in Fiji most of my life, but I was in Fiji for a part of it. I'm from Australia, and then you go to India for 3 months, which was just an absolutely whirlwind experience, going through places like Delhi and Agra, where the Taj Mahal is. I was in Jaipur and also Udaipur, 4 vastly different places. A vastly different country to what I've ever experienced before. And it was so fulfilling. There's a lot of negatives, but there is a significant amount of positives that I can't wait to speak about. Because this country, whilst it is represented in a legitimate light in parts, it is also represented in such a misunderstanding as well, where people who haven't been there don't necessarily know what they're talking about, and will just see what they see online from people who also haven't been there before. And India is such a difficult country to actually get a good grasp of because it is so big. And whether it's the north, the south, the east, the west, the central, they are so different from each other. So I was in India for 2.5 to 3 months. I've also been in Thailand for about 2.5 months, where I was getting fit and healthy. Might have put on a little few extra kilos since I've been there, but I also really enjoyed that. I was in Bangkok, also in Hua Hin, and then Bangkok again. Didn't really do too much traveling overall. It was more so about, I really lived in Hua Hin for 2.5 months, which I actually really enjoyed. It's a bit of a lesser pace than what you're going to find in Bangkok and Pattaya, in Phuket and the likes. It's a lesser pace, but it still had that enjoyment, still had that Thailand vibe about it. It was really enjoyable. And then we've actually come to Vietnam, and geez, I don't even know how long I've been in Vietnam for, to be completely honest with you. I think it's probably been around 2 months. I was in there. I was here originally before I actually went to Malaysia for a week, and now I'm actually back in Vietnam. I'm in Ho Chi Minh City as I am filming this. I don't know if you can hear the horns and whatnot, which is way worse than India, mind you, but the horns of the bikes and the grab bikes and all that. I don't know why I said grab bikes just then, but there is a lot of grab bikes, but just bikes in general. You can hear all those kind of noises. So I don't know if you can hear it right now. I hope you can't. Or, well, welcome to Vietnam if you can. But then I was in, Vietnam, Vung Tau and Ho Chi Minh for 2 months. Went across to Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur for a week, and then now I'm back here in Ho Chi Minh as well, and looking forward to kind of doing a bit more exploring and whatnot. But the reason why I'm putting this video out here today, guys, is because I want you to get involved. Obviously, with my BKR Sport channel, you are heavily involved. It's always, we're talking back and forth, we're conversating, commentating the game, but also talking about your opinions and involving you back and forth, and I bounce off of that. And I really enjoy that because it's including everyone watching and having their say, and then I can have my say based off of that, and we can have this ultimate conversation. And the reason I'm putting this video out here today is because we've actually got a whole deal of plans for the content that you're about to be seeing, and I'm really focused on this because I think it is a massive benefit as a solo traveler as myself who decide to just jump out of his bubble of the Gold Coast, Australia, or even Fiji. I feel like it's a massive benefit that I can provide what I know about what I've done, help other people, whether it be females, whether it be males, whether it be solo travelers, whether it be groups. I really just want to have a conversation with you based off of questions that you genuinely want to know, whether it be about America. You can even ask me about Canada, where I have been in Vancouver and Lake Louise and Alberta and Calgary and whatnot. That was a long time ago, but as long as I've been to a country, I'm always willing to answer what I know about it. And we've already actually had a couple of questions on a previous video from people I know, where one of them was specifically relating to train travel in India and the busyness of it and how hectic it can be. And that is true. It is a very interesting topic, which we will talk about in a future video. So someone asked me in regard to Mr. Sundo, he asked me about Indian train travel, which is a very interesting thing to talk about. And then there was another one where it was, out of all the countries that I've been to so far, if I had to live there for a year, which one would I choose? So two very interesting questions that we will talk about in future videos. So this video here is me saying, well, what's your question? What do you want to know? You know, is it something about like a recommendation for a place? Or is it more about the culture of the place or the perspective or what I learned? You know, I feel like it is a great way for me to show you what I've done, who I am, and the person I've become from it, whilst also answering questions that you're interested in. So I think that's a great time to encourage you guys. Jump in the comment section right now. Ask whatever question you want. Just make it one question, because you can put your other questions on future videos of this style, but when I'm actually answering a question from somebody else. So I want you on this video to jump into the comment section. No question is stupid. Then we will put it into a video where I'll answer from my perspective and from what I've seen. And there's also going to be plenty of other content out there in regards to music reaction videos, which I've loved doing before. I'm going to be reviewing all the hotels and the Airbnbs that I've been at. I feel like this is very pivotal. There were some places that I was in for 3 weeks. There were some places I was in for, 2 nights. And there was actually in Vung Tau here in Vietnam. I stayed dead set like 10 places in the same building. No word of a lie. Yeah, but I'm happy to explain to you what I believe is beneficial about staying at this place, if I think you should. The point is that all these hotels and Airbnbs that I've stayed in all across my journey, I will be reviewing and telling you the places around there, things to do, whether it was a good place to go to. I'll leave the links in the description and whatnot, and then you can check it out. There is actually, I think, 1 or 2 places that isn't available anymore, but I'll still tell you what it was like to go there and in that area, because I still think it's a fair and valid discussion about the surroundings regardless. So plenty of content coming your way, guys. I have really grown as a person this year, and whilst I haven't necessarily achieved what I've wanted to achieve here on BKRtravel specifically, I am taking massive leaps and massive bounds in other forms, in BKRsport and in the person that I actually am. And I feel like that's a much more beneficial way now that I'm able to conversate what I'm doing and have that discussion and enjoy. So yeah, jump into the comment section. Whatever question you may have about the countries I've been to. Obviously, Fiji, you can always ask about. Australia, you can always ask about. But America, specifically, I've been to San Francisco, Los Angeles, Chicago, and Las Vegas. I also have been to New York, but that was when I was 11 years old. So, if you want to ask your question, that will be based off of an 11-year-old's answer. So those places there in America, I really want to get back to America. I understand what's going on, but I really want to get there. I love America. And then we've got Hong Kong, obviously. We've got Delhi, Agra, Jaipur, and Udaipur in India. Plus also, we've got Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia, Bangkok and Hua Hin in Thailand, and then also in Vietnam, Vung Tau and Ho Chi Minh. So these are all the places that if you have any question about on any level, please drop a comment, let me know, and you'll see a video where I'll put your comment on the screen and I'll answer it from the best of my abilities. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. Looking forward to getting a whole bunch of content out here on the channel. Looking forward to including you guys, and much love as always. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. See ya.